Hi guys, welcome back to another exciting video that will change your corset game. So today's video is all about turning our regular two-piece cup to a three-piece cup. Just what you're seeing on your screen right now. This is what we'll be making, right? So if it's something you're interested to learn, please keep on watching and watch how we get this beauty. So I believe you already know how to draft your basic block pattern because I'll not be going in details on this. So yeah, I'm just showing you how to achieve your cup, your two-piece cup. So I want to believe that you understand what I'm doing right now. So I've gone ahead to roll out my lines. So yeah, I'm just marking my bust span. Basically what I'm doing here, I'm trying to get my cup, my two-piece cup. So I've marked out my bust span measurement, which is 3.5. So I've ruled that out. Sorry, my pencil is very faint too, but I believe you all know how to get this pattern. But if you don't, by any means you don't understand what I'm doing, check out my previous video. I always start with my pattern drafting, so it's the same thing. So today's video is not all about pattern drafting for corset, it's just about the cup. So I'm just trying to get the cup. I already have a cup that I'll use, but I'm just showing you just in case you don't. This is how to get your cup. So now I've gone ahead to rule out my dart intake from my underbust down to my corset length. So like I always do, on my right from the center front I take in 1 inch, from my side I take in 1.5. so I'm just connecting the point out to my bust point. So from my bust point I went up about 3 inches. That's how high I want my cup to cover. If you want it higher or lower, you can do whatever you want. At this point you just style it the way you want. So now I'm just taking my overbust darts just for the overbust contour. So now I'm trying to get my cup. So my side cup is almost ready. So now I'm marking out my bust measurement divided by 4. So from that point, I mark the midpoint of my armhole and my bust measurement, which is about 1 inch. I've marked that point, so I'll connect that point to my underbust measurement. So my cup is almost ready. Like I said, we are just interested in the cup, not the corset. So with my free hand, I'll just go ahead and try and see how I can curve my cup. Then I'll go into my curve ruler and get a nice shape. So now you just decide how low you want your cup to be. Then mark out your bust bridge. I'm using 1/2 inch because my pattern will be on fold. So I'll just connect my overbust to my bust bridge with a curve. So at this point, you just style your cup how you want it, how high or how low you want it to be. So now I'm just checking the two dart leg to make sure that they are even. So when joining your cup, you don't have any shortage. So that's what I'm doing. So I'll reconnect that point back to my bust bridge. The difference between your back piece and front piece, you just take that out. For my case is 1 inch, so I've gone ahead to fold that part out so I can get a nice curve for my cup. So at this point my cup is ready. So like I said, we are only dealing with our cup. This part wasn't necessary, but I had to show you, yeah. So this is the cup we'll be working with. Like I said, I already have my cup that I'll be working with. I just want to show you how to achieve it. So this is my two-piece cup. So now I'm just showing you that okay, it's folded. Then I'm trying to confirm my dots. So now I'll just transfer this pattern into a new pattern paper, because this cup I'm using it for a different outfit, so I just want to transfer it so I have like a duplicate of the cup so that I can alter it to get my 3-piece. I hope you understand what I'm doing. So it's exactly the same thing here. So I just went ahead and duplicated it. So this is my center front and this is my side front. So now I'm just cutting out. So this is the pattern I'll be working with now. So please just go ahead and label your pattern. It's very important. So now I've cut out my 2-piece. So now I'm just making sure that my dart aligns. If you have a tape, you can tape it down, but this is how I like to do my own. So if there's any shortage, you just trim it off. So this is my 2-piece cup. So now I want to shape it to get my 3-piece. So this is how I'll be shaping it. From the center front, I came down by 1.5. So you just style it the way you want. There's no right or wrong here. So you just style it the way you want. So that you just connect your line. If you want your upper cup lower, you can take it lower. If you want it higher, you can take it higher. I think from the center front I came down by 1.5. The middle I used 3 inches and the side I used 3.5 to give me the shape I want. So now I'm just making sure that my pieces align. You see, you have to make sure that everything aligns. So I'm just making sure that everything is okay. So you just have to label your pattern, so when you cut it out, you not get confused. So now the next thing is to cut out the upper piece from the lower piece. And you also want to make sure that you label your upper piece too, because when you cut it, you might get confused which part is going. So this is the other pattern I'm working with. So I'm just showing you that this is how it is. But this one is for bust 40. So now watch carefully to understand what I'm doing here. This is the upper piece that I cut out. So I'm just joining the upper piece to make it 1 piece. You know it's a 3-piece cup. So I'm joining the upper piece to make it 1. So I've traced out the center front part. So I'm joining the side to the center front. See, so now I've joined the 2 pieces together. You can use the tape to tape it down, but this is how I like to do my own. And also label it. So after tracing it out, you just go ahead with your curve ruler and smoothen the curve. So now I've been able to join my upper piece to make it 1. So I'm just marking my center front. So on my center front, I went up by 1/2 inch. Then I'll be replacing that 1/2 inch back on the top part of the cup. Just watch carefully and see what I'm doing. So I'm just trying to create like a dart there so that my cup will sit very nicely, because you want it to have that nice shape like a cup. So whatever I take there, you just have to replace it, because you already have the exact measurements for your cup. So whatever you're taking out the down part, you replace it on the upper part. So I'm taking out 1/2 inch, then I'll replace the 1/2 inch on the top part of my cup. So I'll just straighten the lines with my curve ruler. This dart I'm taking that is what will allow my cup to have that depth you want for your cup. So you can do 1/2 inch on both sides, but this is what I just take out 1/2 inch on the upper side. So if you like, you can take out 1/2 inch on the upper part and also on the lower part of the cup you just cut out. So now I'm going ahead with my marker pen to trace out and also to smoothen the lines. So you just label it, your center front, your up, your down, and your side front. So at this point, my 3-piece is ready. So I'm just making sure that I align everything. You should make sure that you align. So if there's any shortage, you correct it before you proceed. So this is my side front. You have to label your pattern very well so you won't get confused. So this is the scrap fabric I'll be using for this project. So then I want to transfer my pattern to my fabric. So I've gone ahead to trace the exact thing I have. So with my curve ruler, I'm trying to highlight the lines. Then I've added my 1/2 inch sewing allowance around all the pieces. So this is what I'm doing. I'm adding my sewing allowance. So I'm just using my marker pen to highlight it for you to see very well. And also label your pattern, very important, so you won't get confused. So yeah, I'm just using my pattern that I cut out to show you how it is now. So I've gone ahead to cut out all my pieces for my lining piece and my main fabric. So I'll be using wadding to interface my main fabric. I'll be using this hip pad for my lining piece. So for the hip pad, I'll be using this helming gum to fuse it. But for the wadding already has gum. So, and I took out the paper stay I used for the main piece because I want it to be very soft. This paper is very strong, so that's what I'm showing you, that I don't want it to be soft. The front main piece, I want it to be very soft. So this part I'm showing you is the part I use, the bra foam is very stiff. That's where I'll be doing my caging. So yeah, I'm just checking my pattern again. Now it's time for me to sew. This is my lining piece, the one with the hip foam. So this is how I'm joining my pieces. So I'm gonna have to join my 2 down pieces. So I'm just measuring my up piece, making sure that center front matches with the center front. And you can see that point is very, very sharp. So I'll just trim it off because you don't want your cup to be too deep like a cone. You want it to be like a cup, not a cone. So I'm just joining my upper piece to my 2 down pieces. So that is it. So you just take it to your ironing table and give it a very nice press. So all my pieces are ready. This is my main fabric. I used my wadding for it. Look, you can see how soft it is. Because I like my cup to look soft on the outside, not looking stiff. You know, when you use the paper stay to interface your fabric, gives it that very stiff effect. That is not what I want. So you can see the way I'm pressing my cup, Abby. So I'm just showing you how I hold my tailor's arm. I also have a detailed tutorial on how to achieve that tailor arm. So if you don't have it, please, that is what will give you this nice shape that I have on my cup. That tool is very, very important if you want to have a nice cup. You can see how the tailor's arm has given my cup a very nice shape. So now I've finished joining my pieces and pressing. So I want to draw the style line for my caging. I'll be doing 2 types of caging here. So the first one is the crisscross. This is what I'm showing you. So whichever one you decide to go is fine. I just want to show you the result. The result is the same. So this one is a crisscross. Just watch carefully how I'm connecting my lines. The main thing about this cup is for you to have a curve when you're doing your boning, try to curve your line, because if your lines are straight, it will flatten your cup. So whichever pattern you choose to go with, make sure that it's curved. You can see I'm done with the other part, the crisscross pattern. So this is the second pattern I'll be doing for this cup. Just straight lines, and these other lines I'm doing now, I try to make it curve. You see the way I'm curving it, right? So these are my lines. So you just try and make your boning curve. That is the hack, I think, for this cup. If you want it to have that nice shape, you see, even the straight lines is not like coming straight, it's curved. So you just try and make it curve. So these are the two patterns I'll be working with. I'll be showing you how to do it. So this is the boning I'm working with. It's 1/2 inch. And also, this is very important. This part is very, very important. Listen carefully what I want to do. So you see, this is how I want my cup to be. At the end of it, when I bone it, this is how my cup will be, right? So that's how I'll be sewing my boning. It's curved. You curve it like this, not the other way around. No, this is not how you want to curve your boning. You want it like this. Let it follow the curve of your cup, because when you sew it, you would flip it to the other side. That is what I'm trying to, I don't know how to explain it, but just watch carefully. When you sew it, you flip it open to the other side. So this is how you want your boning to take the form. So you follow the curve, the natural curve of the boning. So just watch the way I'll be placing my bone. So I'll be following my style line to bone it. See the way I'm placing my bone, right? So I'll just go ahead and follow the style line and cage everything nicely. I hope the part I just explained is clear, because that is the main hack in this cup. You see, I've caged it. Then when you flip it open, you see, because the boning is following the natural shape of the cup, it's relaxing very well. But if you flip it, if you reverse it and you turn it over like this, it will not relax. You see, I hope you understand what I'm saying. The shape of my boning is taking the natural shape. Like if I turn it open, like inside out, it will follow the curve of the cup. I don't know if I'm able to explain it, but just watch. Just follow the way I'm placing my boning and just stitch it round. So after stitching itself, I will not even need to iron my cup, because when I turn it to the right side, since the curve is already taking the shape of the cup, so there will be no need to iron. So it will just give you a very nice shape. Then if you iron it, it will give you that perfect curve that you're looking for. So at this point, I've gone ahead to do my crisscross, and it's time for me to do the upper caging. So I'm still showing you that please follow this curve. So I forgot this center piece, so I've stopped the upper piece to install the center piece, center boning. So I'll just continue my sewing. I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you understand what I just explained, please let me know in the comment section. So you see, then after you've caged everything, you just go ahead and cover up the last piece like this and stitch it so that it will conceal all the edges of your bone. So we are done with the first part. You see, I've gone ahead to flip it to the other side. You can see I've not even ironed this cup. You see the shape it's giving me. I've not even ironed it. So you see when I turn it, you see, because the boning is the exact shape of this thing. Like I follow the curve. Because this is the natural curve of the bone. So now this is the second piece where I did this other style line. So I want to show you how the results will be. So now I've started boning it, just following the style line I ruled. And also place the boning the same way we did the first one. Reverse your bone. So you just carefully follow your lines and make sure that your lines are curved. Please don't make a straight line. Make sure that they are curved. So here I'm done boning. So this is how it is. This is the second pattern. You can see the cup, right? You can see that both cups are looking almost the same. You can see the depth of the cup. So I'm just trying to show you the depth of the cup. So even if you flip it to the other side, it will still give you a nice cup because I follow the natural curve of the bone. You can see. Even without pressing, see the shape I have. This is the crisscross and this is the other pattern. You can see. So whichever style line you decide to go, whichever one you think is better, let me know in the comment section and let me know the one you'll be trying out or which one you think is more preferable. But for me, I think the two works perfectly. So this is how it is. This is the second pattern. You can see I've not even pressed it. There's no light for me to press off, so this is how it is. The major thing is just to follow the curve line and follow the natural curve of your boning. So look at how nice it is. This is where the magic happens. If you get these points right, the other part is just a walkover. This is where where you can spoil or make your cup. So after caging, I want to go ahead with my fiber to cover the boning lines. So if you're familiar with my video, you already know how to do. So I'm just pinning. There's no light for me to use my hemming gum to press it. So I'll just be using my pins to hold it down. Then with my sewing machine, I'll just sew it round. But if there's light, just put your hemming gum and stitch it. So now I'm just showing you that I'll be stitching it on top of the last boning. Right? So I've gone ahead to stitch it. You can see I still have space because I stitched the fiber on the last bone. Because I don't want my allowance, that small allowance I have to turn my piece, I don't want it to be too bulky. So even the breast part I use, I'll be cutting that out because I don't want my corset cup to be bulky when I want to turn it. So I've gone ahead to trim out all the excess foam I have. So this is my front piece. So this is how you just be joining it right side to right side, pin it very nicely. And if you want to be doubling your cup, you want to make sure that your front piece, like your main piece, is bigger. It's bigger than your lining piece so that it will accommodate the foam and the extra cup you want to put inside. Otherwise, if you don't add that extra allowance, your cup will not cover. The upper piece will be smaller. You can see this is why I like to use wadding, because wadding gives me that freedom to pull. It's soft, so I can pull it very well and cover my cup. So you see the way I'm pulling, you just have to pull it to cover your lining piece and This is it. This is how my cup is looking like without even pressing. I won't lie, I've not pressed it. There's no light for me to press, but see the way the cup is. So after pinning, you just go ahead and stitch it round just to hold the two pieces in place. So you just check if there's any bubbles, you just pull it and everything will be nice and clean. So I'm just showing you that this is the tool. I have a tutorial on my channel on how to get that tailor's ham. So this is how you be pressing. See the way I'm holding my ham, my beam. You just press it. I'm just showing you down. I don't have light to iron, but you should iron. It's very important for you to iron. So at this point, this is what I have. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. If my voiceover is confusing, just pay attention to the video itself. So now it's time for me to cover the rough edges of my cup. This is like the last stage of my cup. So you just cut your piece on bias fold, then use it and pipe your corset, your cup edges. So this is how I'm piping it. So if you have excess allowance there, you just trim it off, because when attaching it to your corset, you don't want it to be too bulky. I hope you're enjoying the video. So if you derive value from this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment if you have any challenge. If you like the video, just comment. Let me know if the video was helpful. And I'll see you in my next video. But in the meantime, let's keep sewing our cup. So you just have to sew it very carefully. So this is how my cup is looking. Look at how neat. I've not even pressed this cup. So this is the same pattern I use for this cup. You can see it's small. So you can use it for all sizes, whether big or small. So now, do you have a tailor's ham to enable you get your cup looking like this? Because without your tailor's ham, you cannot get your cup. You cannot press your cup. So I'll be linking a video on how I made my tailor's ham. So the video will be popping up on my screen. So please click the video to watch and make your own personal corset boss ham. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.